Quick disclaimer. Should we comment on the author of a fanfiction, we are simply using context clues based on the content of the fanfiction being read. These comments are speculative and not meant to be insulting or judgmental towards the author. Similarly, any statements or opinions read as part of the fanfictions do not necessarily represent the values of the hosts. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pick a Fic, the world's #1 fanfiction podcast. My name is Jason, and with me is my brother, Micah. Micah, how we doing?
Pretty good. What did you want to confront me about?
I have a grievance.
Okay.
I have a grievance. I was listening to our episode on Mega Man Part 1.
Yeah.
Not that it's Part 1 of our reading of Mega Man. It is our reading of the fanfiction called Mega Man Part 1. And you said... We were talking about Mega Man X7 and how we had done a recording of Mega Man X7 back when we did Let's Plays. And we're just like, I think I asked if that even released, and you said no, because I was boring.
Yeah.
You called me out specifically for having a poor performance in that Let's Play, and that was why we didn't release it. So you know what happened? I'm pretty sure I edited that one because suddenly I'm listening to it and we end the podcast and I'm like, wait, there's 20 minutes left. And then the Let's Play starts.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing this, but I put the Let's Play at the end of the podcast. And I promise you, you are wrong. You were incorrect. It was not because of my poor performance. In fact, I had as good as I could have at the time. Neither of us were very good back then. But I thought it was rather nice. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of in the middle. It was decent discussions. You were kind of correct that we didn't talk about the game that much, but it's Mega Man X7. We argued about 3D versus 2D, which kind of relates to Mega Man X7. And we did talk about weird things that happened. So I don't know what the issue is.
I just remember I don't know. Yeah. I mean I haven't watched that Let's Play, but I guess I do, and I need to judge for myself. And just from memory, I just remember you being very very quiet and not really talking, but
I was talking a lot.
All right, I guess I was wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of another recording that
because the reason we didn't release this one is because the audio was corrupted. Every 5 to 10 minutes it would just become unintelligibly distorted, and then it would just correct itself. And I remember that happening a lot with our old setup, and I don't know why. Because we were just using our computers, if I remember correctly. Recording audio through USB mics on our computers. We don't do that anymore. We have an actual setup now. And the mic quality difference is so funny.
Yeah. No, I remember skimming through some of the old recordings, and yeah, my quality was definitely different.
But much more importantly than the grievance, I just had to get that out of the way because it was just normally you're right about that stuff, and for once you were wrong, and I actually wasn't the reason the episode was bad. But we have been watching movies. We've been watching a few movies. Most notable of all the movies we watched, the most important film of the era it released, Ant Bully.
Oh, that's the one you bring up. Okay.
What are we gonna do? Be like, oh yeah, we watched Goat and it was good. Okay. We watched bad Disney movies. Okay. To me, Ant Bully has the most interesting conversation around it because the studio died. That was the last thing they ever did. It bankrupted the DNA
Productions. Yep.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Neutron people and whatever else they did. They're dead because of Ant Bully. And after watching it, yeah, they deserve it.
Honestly, yeah, rightfully so. Not that people's jobs are lost, but that it's just like, bro, read the room. I don't know. Like, Ants didn't do like really good. Bug's Life was critically like not received that well. So it's like, what do you guys think that you're the one that was gonna make the good Ant movie?
No.
Like, yeah. Like I don't know. It was just yeah, just like very gross out humor, like very like predictable standard kids plot, like it, just very surface level stuff. I mean, like all like the small things that turn bink what
Binky.
the small thing that turn big, when the kid shrinks, like some of that is kind of cool. And you play around with some concepts with it. Otherwise, like, yeah, it's, and Nicolas Cage is actually like really good in this movie. But
that's like saying a Pixar movie looks good. It's like you can't really give the movie points
can't
it.
say anymore. I think modern Pixar movies look bad now, but that's a completely different discussion.
That's a very, very different discussion. That would be its own episode.
Yeah. So
I've been thinking a lot about the recent Disney movies we've been watching, and oh boy, is there a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about any of them?
I think at least like Moana 2, if any of them, because we just like yesterday we watched Inside Out 2, which is just like, okay, it's just Inside Out 1 but worse. So
it's Inside Out 1 but worse, and the direction they took it is a direction I could no longer be like, oh yeah, I've experienced that. That's a cool interpretation. I didn't experience like anything in that movie. Like none of the conflict was something, because like the whole point of those movies is to be like, oh, these feelings that you feel all the time, and these weird little quirks that you have, like your body does weird things or your mind does weird things, let's personify that. And that's a very interesting concept. But now they're in the second one, they're personifying things I'd never have done ever or experienced. So it's like I can't care about any of it. Like they don't give me a reason. The only thing you can latch onto is if you've experienced those things. That's my complaint about Inside Out 2. Otherwise, it seems like it was a very well done interpretation of those things to people who have experienced them, and I can appreciate it on that level. Whereas Moana 2 is just garbage. It's just schlock. It's just Disney Toon level. We need a direct-to-DVD sequel to capitalize on the success of the first movie. But instead, they had the brilliant idea. They're just like, okay, guys, instead of releasing it direct-to-DVD/streaming, because this is 2024, what if we put it out in theaters? And you know what? Good decision. Very good decision. They made $1 billion. $1 billion.
1 to 6.
$1 billion for Moana 2, one of the most soulless, disjointed, creatively bankrupt movies in the Disney put out in the past decade. I'd say the last like good argument you could ever have for a good Walt Disney Studios movie was the first Moana. So I kind of had a little bit of higher hopes for this one, and it was just a TV show that they merged together like Disney Toon would do, like Atlantis 2, or what was another one?
Was it Cinderella?
I probably
Cinderella 2. Yeah, Cinderella 2 was. I guess we're not anthologies.
There's not anthologies,
like
but
TV
they might
shows
as well be
that were converted into movie length. There was like 100 of them, and of course, like my brain just kind of just blocked them out of my memory. I don't want to remember them. But yeah, Atlantis 2 is a good example. Like. Yeah, it's because it's essentially that, except it's a lot better, like, strung together. Like, I couldn't tell that it was, like, a TV movie.
I thought the opposite. I thought Moana 2 was, of all of those Disney Toon ones, it felt the least like I didn't sit there at the end being like, well, that was obviously a TV show. Like, I had to find out later.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about Atlantis.
Oh, no. Atlantis, that's what I was getting at. Atlantis, I could tell, like, okay, they're literally these are 3 completely different plots.
Literally fade to black.
Yeah, and then, and then Moana 2 was of course they didn't do that. They actually were like, okay, no, let's just make it a movie now. Like let's actually like redo like some of the plot to make it flow better. But it's still like explains so much why there are a bunch of like quirky sidekicks.
Yeah.
Why like
Maui isn't in it.
like Maui
He's
isn't
not
in
it till
it.
what would be episode like 3 or 4.
Right, there's a baby, and like
Baby.
they're they're like voyagers now, so they're gonna like, go to different islands. Like that's probably what the original plot was like
Probably.
searching for a different civilization, and like you know, kind of like a I guess like Atlantis too. Like they just go they find relics of different civilizations, but yeah, yeah, and it's just absolutely soulless. Like absolutely no character growth. Like everyone is perfect. There
Yeah.
are no character flaws for anyone. No one needs to grow. No one needs to develop. It's just like Moana is perfect at everything she does. She can sail perfectly. She can navigate perfectly. She can fight perfectly, which is like
spoilers for the movie, the end of the movie. She can also demigod perfectly. Did you notice that? Like the second she got
Yeah.
her demigod powers, she took the oar and just did wavy, and then the things happened. It's like, I think you would have to like learn that. You don't. It's like as someone who's played God of War, did Kratos just wake up and then be like, oh yeah, I know how to use these what are they called?
the Blades of Chaos.
The Blaze of Chaos perfectly well, and I'm gonna do epic combos immediately after I become a demigod. Did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. Maybe I'm stupid.
but like in like fighting, like when she's fighting the stupid coconut people, it's just like she did everything perfectly. Like she didn't mess up a single time, except well when she got shot. But that was actually a good thing because now the coconut
Now the
people
plot
could
could
explain
progress.
why they're doing what they're doing, and they're just misunderstood, and now they're helping them. It's just like. It
was literally just like, hey, remember this part from the first movie? We did it again.
And it's like, how does she fight so well?
I don't know.
How does she lives on an isolated island with peaceful people. Like maybe in one of the montages in the beginning movie she learned maybe how to fight. I don't remember that, but it makes no sense at all. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame people for like watching that, they go into the theater to see this movie, like you know, but it's still like
it was like right after COVID. It was like people hadn't seen a Disney movie in theaters since what happened in 2019? Frozen 2? Was that the last one?
I think that was the last one. Yeah.
And it did more better than that one somehow.
Yeah. Like what the heck? It's
like I think it made less overall, but the initial like wave I think was better. I think it set more records for like the opening weekend.
Yeah, and like the movie looks awful.
Like I think I was too hard on Frozen 2. I think I was too hard on Frozen 2. I think the Frozen 2 was a significantly better movie than Moana 2.
I still hate Frozen 2.
Which is weird
so
because
much.
Frozen 1 and Moana 1 were flipped, where Moana 1 I thought was slightly better than Frozen 1. Yeah, Disney is in a rough spot. But we only have 3 more movies left, and then we're done with this marathon.
Hoppers.
So hopefully Zootopia 2 is the banger everyone says
I remember
it's gonna
seeing
be.
like the Hoppers trailer and being like, dude, I don't know, man. Like I don't know.
It could go either way.
But
It could
now,
literally go either
yeah. But now I'm just like, I'm so looking forward to Hoppers. Like, it actually feels like a traditional Pixar movie again.
No, we're not watching Toy Story 5 out of protest.
Yeah.
For Toy Story 4. That was also 2019, wasn't it? 2018, something like that. That was
that long ago? I thought it was 2023.
Toy Story 4?
Yeah, but no, it's not.
No, that was before Frozen 2, I think. I think that was the movie before Frozen 2. Or
yeah,
right after.
Yeah, I think
I
you're
could bring
right.
up the list, but I'm not going to.
You're right.
But as we all know, as we're all here for, this is a fan fiction podcast. Today, we are continuing the saga of Sonic Riders many years later by Nastories. As tradition, Micah will now recap the last episode.
Oh my gosh,
we recorded.
It's been
It's
so
been
long.
Okay,
It's
so
been-
basically,
Okay,
oh, you still got it?
yeah.
got it.
So
Go ahead.
this is it's just about Knuckles and what Knuckles is doing
And
and
Shade, right?
Yes, and Shade from Sonic Chronicles, which I'm now playing on Chapter
And
5.
I haven't started playing because a lot of stuff started happening at work, and I didn't have time. But
And yeah, so like Knuckles, like I guess like there's now a new Echidna tribe, and Knuckles is now like watching over them and like teaching them the ways, and he taught what
just like the Ugandan
taught.
version.
Oh my god! Now, yeah, you just opened a recess of my mouth. Wow. Like, and then he's like teaching like one of them like razzle dazzle, like about the, like he goes stage into a volcano, they almost die, and he's all like, I think you're cool, Knuckles, but I'm not gonna express it because I'm an angsty teenager, so. But yeah, and then he like goes to Shade, who I guess they're not like a thing. It's kind of like a will they, won't they kind of thing, and they awkwardly like try to talk to each other, and they all misunderstand each other.
It's like, I didn't mean it that way. And it's like, well, but I didn't mean it that way. And it just keeps
this is
doing that.
also the Archie Knuckles as well, where he's like has a missing eye, and he has his cowboy hat.
Yeah,
because I did it. "Quote unquote" extensive research on the whole Ken Penders thing, and yeah, like looking through some of like the old comics and stuff, like the way that they describe Knuckles here in his fan fiction is exactly like the Ken Penders design of future Knuckles epicness. I don't freaking know. All I know is that the situation is pretty crazy. That's all I know. But yeah, nothing much. Just like. Yeah, Knuckles is doing Knuckles things. Tails and Wave are still talking. They're probably gonna be talking about Tails is probably gonna be recapping about everything that's going on in the More Things Change saga that we're in right now.
Yeah, it's a 5-part like section of this fan fiction where Tails is just recapping the Wave where everyone is, but it's written as if it's happening right now.
Right. Well, no, like
because it. What?
Well, continue. Sorry, continue.
Well, my interpretation is that like Tails is explaining to Wave in the past tense, but to make it more interesting to read, it's presented to us as if it's like a written story. That's kind of how I think we talked about it last time.
We did talk about it, and you're wrong.
I don't remember what.
Tails is just casually describing like, oh, Knuckles is like currently helping out a group of echidnas, essentially.
Oh, and then we get all the context.
But the story that's being presented to us with Knuckles is happening as they are talking, like about. No, it's like it's all happening in the same day, essentially. Everything is happening in the same day.
For some reason, I can't like.
I can picture.
I get it. Like I know what you mean, but it's just weird to me.
At least that is my interpretation. If what you could be right, where
you just said I was wrong like a minute ago.
Now that I think about it, you could be right because I could be wrong. So I don't know. Anyway, then they hinted about what is happening with
in the soul dimension.
Yes.
We're in the soul dimension now. Speaking of the soul dimension, we should also probably discuss Sonic Riders. Because this is what this whole chapter is about.
Sonic Riders?
Wait, Rush. Sorry.
Oh, Rush, yeah.
They both start with an R.
Yeah,
It's like Forces and Frontiers. I get the two confused. So Sonic Rush, I have never played. But we did grow up with Sonic Rush 2. Also, it's called Sonic Rush Adventures, but the second one. In that one, so in the first game, Blaze, everyone's favorite character, basically literally everyone's favorite character, comes to Sonic's dimension, somehow, probably Eggman shenanigans, I assume. You played it, right?
Oh my god, it's
like a long time ago.
Yeah, I need to replay it. I kind of forgot what happened in the story.
I'm just guessing because it's a Sonic game. You can probably guess the plot. She gets transported to Sonic's dimension through Eggman shenanigans, and has to help Sonic, and then goes back to her dimension. In Sonic Rush Adventure, it's the opposite, where Sonic and Tails get transported to her dimension, which is really interesting because then you see all these other characters you've never seen. You get Marine the raccoon. Or is she a Tanuki? I can never remember. You get like the koala guys. Dude, I love the koalas.
Oh yeah.
You get to like do like some very shallow city building things in that game, and it's so fun. Just you're helping all the koala people.
Yeah.
And then there's fun boating. People don't like the boating. I like the boating, probably because I grew up with it. I didn't know how to manipulate it. And yeah, basically, it's the same thing as Sonic's Dimension, where there's 7 emeralds, but they're called the Soul Emeralds, and they're squares instead of like diamond shapes.
Yeah.
And Eggman Nega is the guy. He's Eggman, but with like inverted colors, kind
Careful
of.
how you say that.
Can't really say that. And that's basically. Oh yeah, and there's Johnny.
Yeah, I thought Johnny was the coolest thing.
Johnny's like this robot guy.
Back in the day,
He always
like,
reminded me
I
of
don't
Jet. I thought he was like alternate dimension Jet. That's kind
yeah,
of my.
he does kind
when I
of
was
like
a
Jet
kid.
vibes.
He's
Yeah.
the same color. He's like green and
he's
white.
he's like all like pokey. I get like
He's
I
like
don't know, he's a triangle.
He looks very weird.
He's a triangle.
He's a very weird
which
design.
is like kind of like Jet, who's kind of a triangle. I get. What am I even saying, man? I'm off today.
This is gonna be the worst one. So off the bat, we're gonna have to decide what do any of them sound like, because they're talking in this fan fiction, and they don't talk in the game because it's a DS game.
I call Johnny.
Good, because I didn't want to do that. So you can be Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny's a pirate. That's the other thing too. Johnny's a pirate, so you have to remember that. And then Marine has some kind of accent. I think it's also like a piratey accent.
I think that with like the
Like a piratey.
I
She's
just got,
saying like matey and right. Am I remember correctly? It has been
Right.
a long time since I played it, but like
I've always imagined her with like it also like maybe with like an Australian accent, but
I'm not doing both.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do the pirate one because that's way easier for
Mhm.
me. And the other thing too is that this first character, or the second character who talks, is not Marine, as we will discuss when we get into it. But any other context the readers would need who have not played Sonic Rush?
as far as we know, like that's all we know so far in the chapter. So if anything else comes up, we'll bring it up.
So without any further ado, this is Sonic Riders Many Years Later by Nastories, Chapter 11, The More Things Changes, Part 4.
Put her with the others.
A green and white robot with a torpedo-shaped head ordered. Well, there you go. He's not a triangle. He's a torpedo.
Yeah, man.
Some of his pirate-style robots were carrying a black-colored female raccoon, taking her to the insides of the ship they were. The raccoon was tied by the ankles and wrists, unable to move adequately, but she wasn't calm or at ease, like, at all. So this is the thing where, like, while we were doing Pleasantries, I was just trying to decipher, like, so it's not Marine, because Marine is like a brown,
Yeah, like an orange.
like a brown raccoon, but she yells and acts like Marine. So I don't know who this character is.
Hold it. I'm reading ahead a little. Wait, maybe I shouldn't be reading ahead. Hello everybody, editing Micah here, and I just want to pause real quick to tell you that it has taken us like 10 minutes essentially to find out that yes, this is Marine. It's just very poorly described as usual with Nastory's style of writing, but I'm just gonna save you a lot of time of us like trying to decipher the beginning part of this fan fiction. But all you need to know is that yes, we find out that this actually is Marine. It is just as usual, poorly described, but that is what we were able to confirm. Thank you for your understanding. Okay, yeah, this is pretty much this is Marine.
You think so?
Yes.
So you think she's just black now? It's Marine blackface.
I think they just forgot. Either she's like black because like maybe she's like
Maybe she's emo now. You never know. She could have started listening to My Chemical Romance and like Blink 182 or something.
yeah, you know. So
that
I think we go with that for now.
Okay, so I have to do a loud, high-pitched pirate accent now.
Mm-hmm.
You better hope I don't get down right now, or else you will see that what I am made of. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Made of
I thought of the same thing. Come on, try your luck, you sweet waterfish. Prepare to cry. The girl shouted, flailing as little as she could. She was wearing a large robe covering part of her head. For some weird reason, she was also wearing a purple pirate-style hat with a white skull. Johnny had to put his hands at the side of his head, covering his audio receptors. She was just too loud. However, before they took her deep into the ship, he took her hat. She instantly noticed it, losing her composure even more. I hope you understand! This means war! She roared.
Silence her already!
He ordered. Instantly, she received a punch to the gut as well as her face. Blood starting to fall from her mouth and nose. She stopped for a little while. The robots took her to the deepest level of the ship. In there, several kids and other female anthros to shiver in fear the moment they noticed the robots coming. They were covering. Right. They were inside a metal box composed by several metal bars forming small squares. The robots opened it and threw the girl in there. I think is this still her? I don't want to color my hair. Yeah. What?
Yeah, I think it is. So continue.
She says. No, this says he says. Do you think it's a typo?
Well, I think it's like she's actually saying this. So like, I don't want to color my hair. She says, I don't want that. Like, there aren't many.
But it says no. Wait, at the end of the next sentence.
Wait, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. I was reading this one before and I was trying to piece together like.
I think this. What? This doesn't make any sense.
She mimicked their voices in a whine matter. So I
guess this is still her.
Yeah.
It's in. Oh, okay. Hold on. There's quotes and then mini quotes. So she's saying all of this.
Oh yeah, that's
including the she says. So she's okay.
That's what I was kind of getting at.
Okay. All right. Let me try this. I don't want to color my hair, she says. There aren't many hedgehogs, so I'm going to be suspicious from the beginning, he says. Think of the people you are going to save, they said. She mimicked their voices in a whine manner, while struggling to lift herself from the floor with her face. As you do. She spit the last bit of blood on her mouth before looking at her surroundings, finally able to at least sit down. She looked at the anthros. All of their eyes were hurt, lifeless even, hope escaping from them. They were hurt with different degrees of bruises. She also could easily see that they were undernourished. Some of their bones were shown below their skin. Marine then felt bad for them. Right, the mission first, she thought. She stood up and cleared her throat. Also, this Marine does not have the same pirate accent.
Yeah, and I know those have for Johnny too.
That's sad.
Yeah. But
it's hard to do a pirate accent when they're not abbreviating every other word.
I'm just doing the voice that I imagined as like in my head as a kid.
I don't think I could physically do the voice I imagine Marine having. Don't worry, people. I'm here to save you all, she said. Wait, did I read the first part of that? She stood up and cleared her throat and then said that. She said, trying to put her hands on her hips, forgetting that she was wearing handcuffs. As a result from her sudden struggle, she lost her balance, falling again to the floor face first. Several whispers started. Most of them were not positive towards the raccoon. I am telling you, I will save you! I will save you all! That, or my name isn't Marine the Raccoon, Captain of the Whim! She shouted at the top of her lungs, only lifting her face from the floor. The thud, or... I jumped down a line.
Yeah.
The people around her started to exchange looks. The same confused was shared among them. Who? A woman finally asked. Marine let go of her head again, hitting the floor with a thud. She then rose up again, sitting on the floor. From that position, she lifted her legs and arms in a way that, from her perspective, both restraints were just in front of her, one over the other. She then started to make some movements on her mouth and spitted at the handcuffs. The spit, however, came a bit thin, almost unable to identify line that ran across both restraints. A second later, these were cut in half. The people all looked in awe now. Wait here for a moment, she told them. Before they knew it, Marine threw the coat she was wearing. She was wearing a dark blue skin-tight scuba suit, fully covering her body to the neck. She wasn't even wearing her shoes or her yellow scrunchies, so her pigtails were actually just big balls of unordered fur. It was also to be noted that the girl had a curvy, womanly body. Not ridiculous like Rouge, the bat, but the girl was not bad looking.
Good to know.
Good to know. Now, like, my like theater of the mind is complete.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
that there's
So she like spit out like a piece of wire that like
I think so.
Like yeah.
My interpretation is that she had wire in her mouth.
Uh-huh.
She then put the cloak a random person. She then made a gesture with her finger on her mouth. This is the person.
Oh yeah. But you have been shouting the whole time.
Being shouting. The person whispered. Maureen looked annoyed by this comment. Just pretend to be me so they don't suspect someone is missing, she whispered, somewhat angry. She then spitted again, this time on the locked door. She waited a second before pushing it, avoiding getting electrocuted or anything while opening it. Looking around for any possible trouble, she noticed the cameras moving at their intervals. That's such a movie thing with the cameras going back and forth. Like, that's funny. And also in a pirate ship. Rapidly realizing their blind moments, she made a mad dash to the other side wall and stuck to it. Then she felt it. Portable water. A water dispenser was on the wall with a square hand sensor on it. It made sense that a water dispenser was kept nearby the anthros they needed alive, but only a robot could activate it.
So like I would imagine that like a rickety old wooden like pirate boat, but like this is clearly some
sounds like an office water cooler.
Yeah,
like the giant blue thing with like the bubbles, the bubbling noises.
Yep.
This was going to be tricky. Some of the robots were walking around, guarding while being in the sights of the camera. One in particular was moving close to her hiding spot, so she could do something about it. Once he was close enough, she threw herself at the robot. Now, Maureen might be very reckless, but she is also a competent mechanic. A few blows in the correct places, and Maureen was able to force the metal arm out of his body. The piece fell on her foot to avoid much noise, but that caused her to produce a loud squeal of pain instead of a scream. Without missing a moment, she introduced her hand on the wires and started to pull them and snap them, rendering the robot disabled without the need of fully destroying it. However, with her luck, the robot made a shot before fully getting unable to move. It's the robot.
Oh, damn it.
The robots looked... Oh, no, maybe it doesn't matter. The robots looked at her way. Maureen stepped away, only taking the robot hand with her, the remains betraying her presence. The robots went deeper, trying to find her. The robot moved closer to her position, near the water. Swiss. A soft sound was heard on the room. The robot froze in place before the upper half started to fall, only stopping because Maureen grabbed it and slowly let it fall, barely able to hold it. When the other robot was on another blind spot, she also quickly and silently destroyed it. The slaves wondered how the girl was destroying them. When Maureen stepped out of the shadows and back to the cell, the answer came. Somehow, from the water she had taken, she created some kind of water saber, now on her hand. The hilt was a water sphere on her hand. She entered again in the cell and started cutting their restraints. The people were free, however Maureen told them to wait. There are plenty more robots out there. Keep here. If they don't know something's wrong, they won't do something about it, she said before, walking away for the last time. The people she left behind felt something that they had lost for so long. Hope. Sometime later...
Okay. As you can see, my dear buyer, you always get the best with us. The fastest of them all. But don't dare to forget the payment,
Johnny said cockily, sitting on a chair while talking to his recent buyer. They were talking via computer, able to see the face of each other. This is right guy. Good. I guess you really are the fastest there is. If you will permit me to ask, why are you wearing a hat? A fat red cat was talking on the computer, wearing a white, fancy-looking suit, even having a cane made of gold as support. He had this arrogant snob way of talking.
Oh, I took her from one of the anthros you will get. You might want her. She wasn't bad looking at all.
He said. Ho, ho, ho! He laughed snobby. How was she? Full details.
She was quite energetic and loud, quite fiery, but nothing a bit of training won't fix. Taller than average and quite curvy. A real rare pearl, you might say.
Ho, ho, ho! Sounds interesting. I love when they flail a lot. It is always the best to extinguish their hope, he said, a sinister smile appearing on his face.
That should be all. Don't forget the payment,
Johnny said, about to cut the call. Then a big explosion came from the other side. The bot stopped on place, looking at the screen. The buyer had fallen from his seat to the floor. Siren-like sounds were getting emitted from his ship. What's going on?
Something is attacking us,
He said. He moved away, disappeared. Was it supposed to be reversed?
I really, about to cut the call, then a big came from the other side.
Oh.
So,
Okay, so Johnny said, what's going on? And
Okay.
then the fat cat said, something is attacking us, he said. He moved away, disappearing from screen. It, however, didn't last long, as he was literally thrown back to the camera's range, a certain purple, fiery cat appearing at his side. Blaze had landed in such a way that she was giving the back to the camera. Giving the back. There should be a new term. When you're just like not facing someone, you're giving them the back.
I think that's already a
I don't
saying.
think so. She made a slow movement, moving her head in a way that she could only look at the screen at the corner of her eye. When she did, even across all that distance, even with the fact that he was only watching an image on a screen, the moment Johnny's optical receptors met her eye, he felt a shiver going down his spine, fear crawling up by her soul-piercing stare. The feed from the other side was cut, but Johnny was still too shocked to do anything.
Blaze? Oh wait, yeah, okay, yeah.
This is him.
This gotta be okay. Blaze? There? Impossible!
He thought out loud, aloud, being the only thing he could do really.
Wait.
This is still him.
Okay. We were too careful. It should have looked like any other ship. There simply is no trace.
At the moment, clang! Do you need a metal pipe
Yep,
clang?
I will, don't worry.
Some metal sound was produced in the room. the way nastories describes things is very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, a metal sound was produced in the room. I've never heard it described like that. Johnny looked behind right on the entrance, was Marine with her water blade, a cut-in-half robot, right on her side. That would be... Oh, sorry. That would have...
Wow, yeah.
Why can't I... I forgot it already. That would have being me. It's also not... It's not a correct sentence.
Yep.
She said, proud of the timing.
Marine the raccoon!
Johnny said, yes! Yes! Finally! Some recognition! She started shouting while lifting her armed hand to the sky.
And if Blaze was there, that means Silver would be here at any second!
The dream team!
Oh my god.
They're finally here. I guess Silver was in a little bit of like the earlier chapter.
Yes, he was. And
Was Blaze even in this before? I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Marine definitely wasn't. He said with panic. Marine stopped her celebration at the moment. Oh, come on, she shouted. I am fairly strong and capable myself. Why doesn't anyone take me seriously? After that, she sat, having her knees bent while she holds them with her arms. From what little they could hear, it sounded like she was crying. What? This is inner monologue for the audio audience. After all these years, people still think of me as a sidekick. I think this is how Tails feels. Wonder what happened with the guy.
Okay. Wait, what did you do?
He asked. Oh, I entered in your machine's room and traced the video call so we knew where the receptor thingy so Blaze could crash their party. I bet you think it wasn't a big deal either. She didn't break from her position. Her voice being low, lacking her well-known energy and excitement. It was even a little depressing. Johnny stayed still for a moment, processing her answer. The moment that happened, he lit his jetpack and blasted off towards her.
You what?
He roared. Marine finally snapped out of her depression, stepping aside while slashing at the robot, barely able to dodge his tackle. The robot was going a little too fast, needing to use both arms and legs to fully stop and spin on his own center, ending in a position like he was about to start racing. There, he noticed that his arm had a rather big cut, courtesy of Marine's last attack. This is his inner monologue.
But I should not be this easily damaged by a measly sword. Ha!
Marine shouted as she waved her blade at her opponent. It was a strike meant for the head, and in his distraction, Johnny could only block it with his arm. Another scar left from the hit. Marine continued with her barrage, the robot only able to block each coming slash.
Now you will see.
The robot answered, throwing a fist at her when he found an opening. All he found was water. The girl had stepped away, but his fist passed through her blade. Then his arm got stuck, not able to pass again from the blade. He yanked, pulling Marine. The raccoon then responded by lifting him from the floor.
What?
He asked. Then Marine started flailing the blade all over the place, crashing Johnny into the walls and the floor over and over again. Take this! Take this! Take this! She shouted repeatedly, without really paying attention to what she was doing to him.
You? Wait, would you stop it, bitch?
Johnny said, being slammed into something between each word. Knowing that he wasn't escaping by just talking, he lit his back propeller, flying away and dragging Marine. The girl shouted of surprise.
You will be down in 5 seconds flat.
He promised. Using the momentum from his jetpack, he started smashing Marine against the walls of the room the same way as she did before. Even if the area of the cabin was cramped, Johnny managed to maneuver at incredible speeds, harming Marine with each object in his way. Finally, he put a hand on the trapped arm and waved them down. What? Okay. Sending Marine to the floor with all his strength. Marine, however, managed to land on her feet and did the same, pushing the robot to the floor for another hit.
That's it!
He said, bolting away, still dragging Marine. He went to the outside of the ship, crashing against each wall while he tried to maneuver, the girl going through the same pain as him. Finally, they got to the deck of the ship, or, to be specific, over it. Johnny then stopped mid-air. Thanks to the momentum, Marine flew toward him. The robot grabbed her arms, pulling them up, not letting her move them freely. Then he sped up toward the ship, crashing against it while using Marine as a shield. Bam! Marine felt the full force of the crash and the weight of the machine, her whole body in pain. However, Johnny wasn't done. Igniting his propeller, he started dragging Marine against the floor. Oh my gosh. The raccoon started shouting from the pain. The burn produced by the graze was infernal. She tried to flail and squirm, but the grapple the robot had her was too strong.
Can't take the heat, huh? Then don't mess with the fastest on the...
Before he could finish the sentence, Marine was able to free an arm, sent the water blade to the free arm. The water took a new form as an orb. Not a Mega Ball, though. Then, twisting her arm behind her, she shot the water, taking the shape of a large energy ball, sending the robot flying. After getting some distance, Johnny descended back to the other side of the deck. Marine fought the need to lose consciousness and tried to stand up, but her whole body now lacked the strength to do so. Johnny, while buzzing and heavily damaged, struggled and managed to get up. However, he was too damaged to even bother trying to hurt her more.
You know, girl, I will make this quick and painful,
he said, tired, touching some kind of bottoms on his right arm. This is amazing. Suddenly, from the borders of the ship, cannons started to appear, bending and pointing toward to Marine. One final touch and the gun shot their ammunitions. Marine tried to stand up, only to hit the floor again. She then put her hands on her ears and closed her eyes to prepare for impact. A little while happened, but nothing exploded. Marine opened her eyes, looking at the giant missiles around 20 times her size being stopped in the air by some kind of green-bluish aura. A little further in the sky, wearing brown greaves, black boots, and a white and red striped shirt, a sky blue trench coat, and a bandana over his head, using it also to tie his weird long quills in some kind of ponytail. Silver the Hedgehog flew above them, thanks to his psychic powers. A small move with his hands made the bombs fly towards Johnny.
Ah!
Johnny shouted, too late since he couldn't get away from the explosives. The explosives left a giant cloud of smoke near his area. Silver then made a horizontal movement with his arm, generating a psychic slash and cutting all the cannons with ease. After that, Silver lowered himself toward Marine. I was Silver, right?
Yeah, we can double check, and also
Double-checking.
let's just see if anyone's Blaze too.
Oh yeah.
So I can't remember if we wrote. Anyway, I don't think we did.
Blaze is not on our list. I'm gonna add Marine though. Marine. Wow. We're here.
Yeah.
That took a lot. That took a lot of energy to say.
I would say put down Johnny, but it looks like he's out of commission.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
So actually, it might not matter to your point because he's dead. Are you all right? Silver asked.
Yes, Silver.
Why do I sound like that whenever I try to do her?
I am so fine. I don't want to get from the floor.
She said sarcastically. Silver let go of a murr sound. What? Oh, like a groan?
Yeah.
I guess? When he first met Marine, she would constantly bother him because he didn't catch subtleties or because he asked stupid stuff. Excuse the guy for being from an apocalyptic future. Sorry, Silver said, helping her stand up. Then the whole ship shook, starting to incline. Silver was able to get to safety thanks to his powers, while Marine fell to the water, unarmed. What the? Both asked. Okay, never mind, he's not dead. Then they both noticed Johnny escaping in the distance, leaving a trail of smoke in his way.
Ha! Suckers!
He shouted. Both of them noticed that he was flying low on the water, realizing that he had damaged his own ship, forcing it to sink.
You weak-willed coward! A captain sinks with its ship!
Marine shouted.
Marine, help the people on the ship. I will stop it from sinking, but I need you to keep everyone safe.
Silver told her, and she nodded. The girl took air and dived, entering the ship from the damaged area. Reaching the prison area, she instantly met trouble. The metal box was partially filled with water, not fully, and the hole was in higher than the box and the people, meaning that it would take less effort to stop more water from getting in. The problem was the people. They're always the problem. They were trying to use the other as support, pushing each other back to the water, fighting for the area of air there was. The door was closed, melted so it would not open the way Marine had opened it. At the same time, Silver covered the whole ship with his ESP aura and started lifting the ship. Trying to avoid it sinking further, he struggled to put the ship in a more comfortable position. However, he did not try to expulse the water that was already inside the ship. If he wasn't careful, it was possible that the draining water would pull the people and harm them even more, so it was up to Marine to save them. So Marine dived, searching for the pieces of the robots she destroyed earlier. After finding a robot arm, she resurfaced and directed herself towards the stairs. There, she shook the arm to get as much water as she could and started checking it.
Let's see, this system goes here, these wires activate the vision. Where's the trigger?
She said to herself, closing an eye to see more carefully at its insides.
Aha!
She exclaimed when she found the wires she needed.
Hey, I need you to get away from the door!
She shouted. The people, however, didn't react any different from her screams. Marine gulped, knowing that this was going to be much difficult than she expected. She held the arm with her elbows while grabbing the 2 cut wires she needed to trigger the shot. Aiming the best she could with this conditions, she took a deep breath, trying to calm herself down. Here goes nothing, she thought, and made the 2 wires connect. Then the chute came, shaking Marine from her place. The bolt entered the water and hit the metal box, hitting it with enough strength to push it open. Silence and the lack of movement followed for a moment. It was just a few seconds, but to Marine felt eternal, each second feeling slower than the last. The idea that her attempt of rescue had backfired slowly got worse. Thankfully, the sound of people swimming, combined with some of their desperate sounds, signified that Marine had succeeded. Soon, the people passed by her side in a panic, but they were all saying their thanks to the girl. Her whole body ached courtesy of the robot arm, but at least the people were now safe. There, everything went fine, she thought, satisfied. A second later, she wanted to kick herself in the arse for jinxing it. Arse. Her eyes caught that the water was turning reddish. Ignoring the pain that her body was, she jumped into the water again, trying to find the hurt body. The blood made it hard to see, so she searched it with her hands, finding something. Carefully checking it out with her hands, she found a small body and found the torso. Grabbing it and swimming back the best she could. Not long after, but in Marine's mind, never too soon, they reached the stair, getting the body out of the water. She initially thought it was an undernourished person, but it was actually a little kid, a small Pika with a huge scar on the head from where the blood was coming. Marine put her hands on her mouth. Fear started to grow on her. Damn it! This was not meant to happen! What do I do? What do I do? Help! Someone! A doctor! Nurse! Lifesaver! I need help! She shouted on her place, remembering not to move the body more than necessary. Some of the people she found, however, ignored her, turning away when Marine asked them. Marine couldn't believe it when they did it. Are you kidding me? She was in the same place as you, but you don't show her any sympathy, she challenged, but they just kept guarding themselves. She lowered her head, anger growing. Some to them, sure, but mostly to her own incapacity to handle the situation. I can't do this alone, she said, sounding vulnerable and worried. Noticing that no one was coming, she decided to try again herself. Panic again started since she didn't know what to do. She knew about pushing a person's chest to help them breathe, but did he need that? What about the head wound? Random person.
Here,
said a voice behind her. She looked back, a person bringing a piece of cloth. Marine stepped back a bit, watching the person put the cloth on the wound. He then put his ear over the kid chest. It's still a round guy.
Okay, make pushes on his chest. His heart is beating.
Marine did as told, internally praying that everything was all right.
Okay, nastories, can you please properly genderize your characters? Because first she was Marine was saying the kid was a girl, she was in the same place, but then it says he, and it's probably a typo. Probably it's a girl, but it's the one word that, and it's it's a person.
If it wasn't for that dumb bitch princess of Soliana making everyone wear clothes, it wouldn't be so hard to tell.
But and also he was she looked at a person bringing a priest. I don't know if the hero would be. I just guess. I could really guess if it was a guy or a girl. So I don't know. Anyway.
Somewhere else, and a few hours later, Blaze returned to her home island, Royal Ray Island, taking the ship she invaded. Silver and Marine returned with theirs too, although Silver was completely drained from his strength after carrying the whole ship all the way.
Whoa! Dude, he's going.
Bro upgraded. No more are giant pool balls an issue for him. Once there, Blaze's soldiers started roaming the ship, taking the people they rescued and the captured criminals. There was, however, one in particular with her. Oh, this is a red fat cat.
Yeah.
Dear Princess, I started reading it like a letter. Dear Princess, this must all be a Wait, sorry, I read it correctly. This must be all a misunderstanding. Why don't we remove this rope and talk about it? The red fat cat talked, not worried at all, almost ignoring the fact that Blaze just finished tightening the rope. Who's gonna be Blaze?
Me. I want to be somebody, dude.
Good point. Blaze pulled the rope harder, tightening it further. He let go of a pain air when she did. He also says the girl, don't describe Blaze as the girl.
Yeah.
Marine, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Cream or something, but not Blaze or Rouge. The girl kept an intense stare on him. He didn't seem affected by it. I'm just an honorable business person. This is certainly not a fair treatment.
Your ship has a shipment of slaves in the deepest areas.
What? The deepest areas? Blaze said, directly and not chattily. She looked tired, with large black rings below her eyes. Blaze had not changed her appearance and attire that much. The same purple coat, white pants, flurry white cuffs, pink and white shoes, and the same ponytails at the back of her head. The only real difference was a gold belt with a part meant to insert her rapier and scabbard for carrying it around with ease. The rapier had a golden cup hilt with a white grip and a sky blue double blade. What's a double blade? It did? I had no idea, he said, clearly fainting surprise. My captain and crew chose and prepared this ship. I had nothing to do with that.
We know about your deal with Captain Whiskers.
Whiskers, yeah. I make a lot of deals every day. You would have to be more specific than that. I am confident that I didn't say anything wrong in it. I also wouldn't make a deal with a thief of the sea, intentionally, of course.
We have footage of your video chat with Johnny.
I know a lot of Johnnies. I also don't believe you have the person I made the contact with in that video. I highly doubt that you would be enough to justify this treatment. The cat continued, confident of the situation. Blaze kept her cold stare on him, unchanging. Suddenly, Blaze pulled out her rapier. The red cat finally changed her expression, not a her. Or is it? I guess they never clarified, did they? Did they? It doesn't matter. It's a guy.
Yeah,
I already did the voice. Changed her expression to fear. So that's how it is. The nobles again show their true colors. They care for themselves. What am I? They feign they care for the people as equals, but when things go to the direction they don't want, they get rid of them, unpunished. He spat. There's a he again. Indignant. There was a bit of a pause before he resumed. I actually thought you were better than that, he ended, with real disappointment in his voice. A few seconds happened. Only the stare contest continued. Then, with an almost invisible move, Blaze hit him on the neck with a non-sharp part of the hilt. He was put out cold, shutting him up. The fiery cat sheathed the blade back, more satisfied with her decision than she wanted to admit.
Take him away,
she ordered. Oh, ma'am, he is fancy. The soldier said.
I was gonna do it, but no, that is perfect. Thank you so much.
He was a rather infamous business cat, plenty of time accused of committing crimes, but never found guilty due to his connections.
I noticed,
she said sharply and with a no-nonsense tone. He is a known figure.
He was also in the ship, so for now, he is also a suspect, even if later he is found innocent.
But, he started. Blaze was losing her patience. Her right arm started to shake. She grabbed it with her left one, trying to make the movement less noticeable. The soldier still noticed. Right away, ma'am! The soldier shouted, a bit panicked, and carried him under his shoulder. What? The soldier is carrying the fat cat under his shoulder,
and I'm
like
thinking
a book.
that they're in the soul dimension. These are koalas, but
like koalas with full armor on.
They're probably not the koalas. They're probably something else.
Everyone, like a bunch of random.
Right.
This is her inner monologue now.
Smooth, Blaze. Another soldier scared for life. This time without actually burning him at all.
She was about to burn the guy. That's what the shaking arm was. She nagged herself. She was usually more in control, but being sleep deprived was a bitch at times. But sleeping was still not in her priorities. This slave traffic matter had only gone worse as times kept going. Today they stopped 2 ships, but who knew how many more there were out there? What's more, she expected that Fancy would just dodge. That's his name.
Oh,
I thought the soldier was just saying that he was fancy.
Right. Okay.
She expected that Fancy would just dodge Law again and repeat his tricks. Also, isn't she the princess? Can't she just like make the law?
Maybe she's not
Maybe it's like the England where the royalty doesn't actually.
Yeah,
do
right.
anything.
Yeah, it's probably that.
She willed away these thoughts, thinking only of getting an idea on to where they could search the next ship. That was until she noticed that Silver and Marine were discussing something, clearly not happy about one another. Normally she would just leave them be, but today was not a good day. Oh gosh, it's me talking to me.
Marine, you did a good job. That's all you got to say. Is it really that hard?
Marine complained at the white hedgehog.
You broke that kid's ribs. Is that what you're really proud about?
The white hedgehog shouted back.
What about everyone else? We go around saving tons of people every day. It is not that special. So what's the problem with one person I screw up?
That's a way to say that.
I remind you, he was in shock, so I started his heart back. Because there shouldn't be any.
Meaning what?
You're an idiot. What does that have anything to do with this conversation?
Suddenly, a burst of fire appeared between the two, separating them. After the two surprised guys put some distance between the fire, it died down. Blaze walking slowly over the burnt area. The duo kept silence until she got far enough so she wouldn't hear.
When was the last time she slept?
Silver broke the silence, showing concern.
Like 3 days ago at my most generous estimate. She tries way too hard.
She moved her head to the sides, also worried about her friend.
What? This is a way to say it.
Should we put her to sleep? She hates when we force her to sleep. Are you afraid of what she might do?
He teased.
You are an even bigger dolt than I thought if you think like that,
She quipped. Okay, we're only gone more than an hour. And we still have like a good bit to go. Do you think we can finish it? It is like a bit of dialogue. Like
Oh yeah, we can finish it. Yeah, let's go.
All right, later.
I think this is just like a guy like.
Should be the southern guy again.
Yes.
So we investigated the northeast area of the sea, near the Big Swell and Pirates Island. There are some islands we haven't investigated. The most logical procedure, if they know that we intercepted the other cargo, is to escape to other areas. Coral Cove might be a good option for hiding spot. Blaze was back at the Sea in the Ocean Tornado, having a meeting with her strategist about what would be her next plan. Like, I just thought of it. Instead of all the koalas being Australia, they're just all gonna be Southern Americans. However, Sad noticed Blaze looked what? However, Sad noticed Blaze tired looked, only keeping away after gulping down 4 large cups of coffee. She was barely holding herself from falling, supporting her head with her arm. Madame, if you permit me a suggestion, I think you need a little rest.
Not yet. I want to find the next navy as soon as possible.
She stubbornly said. But he started, but Blaze didn't let him continue.
There are out there plenty of missing people that are being tortured or put in inhumane forced labor. I can't permit myself to sleep with comfort while so much people is suffering,
She said, ending the discussion. It was not that he didn't want to continue, but Blaze in such a state was terrifying. Not many people dared to do something to challenge her in such a state for their own safety. Of course, there was also Silver and Marine. Blaze! Marine shouted from somewhere in the ship. Blaze instantly heard her instinct kicked in. She started running as fast as she could without burning the whole ship. Blaze! She shouted again. Blaze already outside of the room that was the origin. She kicked the door open. This Blaze.
Oh, what is it?
She shouted, worried about what could be happening to her friend. She would have never guessed what was going on in there. The bed is too comfy! The younger girl shouted. She was flailing her arms on a large, soft bed, soft enough that she was a little sunk in it, like a giant marshmallow. Blaze stood frozen for a second, processing what was just said. In that second, Silver appeared behind her and, with a psychic push, threw her friend, onto the bed. Marine rolled off the bed. In the second, Blaze flew towards it.
What the?
It was all the cat could said when she landed on the bed, sinking a bit in. This is awesome. She attempted to lift herself with her arms, but just got deeper into the squashy object.
The squashy object!
Unable to have a solid area to support. What, is this like a waterbed or something? Like, Marine then pressed a bottom on a stereo that was at the side of the bed, starting to play a lullaby. Soon only one arm of Blaze was visible as her body sunk deeper in the bed. Her arms stood straight before giving up and falling to the side.
Okay, one, awesome assassination attempt. Two, then nastories, again, instead of saying button, said bottom.
That's a constant thing. Every time it's supposed to say button, nastories says bottom.
But I thought it was just the one time where it's just like, oh, don't push.
No, it's been showing. It showed up earlier in this chapter.
Really? I didn't even notice.
Like she was pressing a robot's bottoms.
I thought it was like describing more like
No. She was pressing
reaching
buttons. She was supposed to be pressing buttons.
So this is just how they think. This is how you spell button, or no?
This is how you. Yeah.
Dude, it has to be some kind of like weird like smash-nug like autocorrect thing or something
Or, like,
weird like that.
Just like there are some words that when I was younger I didn't know how to spell them. Or
right.
like, I didn't hear them properly, so I thought they were completely different than they actually were.
I guess it's just really, really strange. Anyway.
All right. Silver and Marine moved a little closer to the bed, noticing that Blaze had fallen as asleep, snoring a bit. The sound she produced when she whizzed was like a little kitten sneeze. The two fist bump, satisfied for their result, and tiptoed their way out of the room. I just imagine them doing the overly cartoony, like, tiptoeing, where they're, like, arcing their legs.
The piano.
The little piano. Okay, and this is an italics. There are many boring and generics laters in this episode. I think that's saying, like, instead of saying later again, it's just a joke at how many times you write later. And if you're joking about how many times you write later, then maybe you shouldn't write later so many times. Blaze woke up in the room, suddenly lifting her whole body at once. Her whole body
just levitates.
Then, because of the movement, the bed started moving, bouncing a little on its place. Blaze stood still. Last time, because of her fatigue, she couldn't concentrate enough to leave the bed by spinning over it. Now it was effortlessly. She left the room, the guards on her door tensed up at her presence. She recognized one of the two in particular. Amadeus? Is that?
Amadeus?
Blaze said. There was no threat or anger in her voice, just command. Amadeus, however, was concerned for his well-being. Your Majesty, he said, nervous.
Gosh. You were the one before who told me about Mr. Fancy early today, right?
Blaze said. The poor soldier just tensed even further, sweat appearing. I am sorry. Oh, wait, no, that's her.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
She said. The soldier didn't seem to ease up, confusion adding to his mix.
I was tired and lost some control with the fire. I know it was enough to scare you, soldier,
she explained. The soldier heard her comment, and awkward silence followed. Madame, don't worry about stuff like that. It happens to anyone, he said a little too fast.
Maybe, but not everybody has my power. That's the thing.
Understood, ma'am, he said, going stiff again. Blaze imagined she wouldn't go any further for now with this man.
I will be counting on you. Sorry, I'll repeat that. I will be counting in you in the future,
she said before leaving. Ma'am, he said, unable to avoid it. I mean, I question why she'd be counting inside of me, too. He looked at Blaze, but his queen kept walking, apparently not hearing him. He let go of a held air. It was then that he noticed that his partner was at his side, clearly holding his air until he burst into a laughter. What? Amadeus asked.
Nothing, rookie. Nothing.
He said, amusement still present in his voice. This only concerned Amadeus even further. We're dropping that, I guess. Blaze walked to the deck, her eyes finding Silver and Marine just looking at the horizon, talking about something and, to her surprise, not discussing the usual. It was nighttime already. The full moon shone intensively. Its reflection in the waters was beautiful.
Silver, Marine.
Blaze said, calling their attention. They turned around looking at her. Blaze! Marine shouted, running toward her. Marine had changed her outfit at this point and removed the paint. That,
Like, come on, nastories. Like,
Marine does in blackface.
like, no, not this step. Like,
No, I know.
can you just say that in the beginning of the story?
Like,
It's just, you can't just say, "Oh, this is a black raccoon," and just like, "Oh, okay, so this isn't like." Just say. Sorry. Anyway.
no, don't. No, that literally like I get it. You're trying to be mysterious, but if you reveal that it's Marine, once you reveal it who it is, then you should be like, because this is a Sonic fan fiction. This isn't like a novel or something with a new
Right.
character you're introducing. Like, we know what Marine's supposed to look like, so like, you know,
Right. Yeah.
remove the paint from her body. She was back at her orange color with brown rings on the tail and ears. She tied her hair, forming her upturned pigtails, hold together by gold rings. She was wearing black, tight shorts, green and white boots, a green top that covered her chest and exposed her tight stomach. I hate that. And the purple pirate hat with the white skull that Johnny had taken away earlier. Also, I really like the purple pirate hat.
Yeah.
Marine threw herself at Blaze in a hug, almost causing her to fall because of the push.
Marine, be careful.
The cat told her, but the raccoon simply ignored it. Did you sleep well? Are you not tired anymore? Not feeling a little bitchy at all? Marine asked, well aware that last part was going to hit a nerve on the cat.
Marine.
Blaze nagged in a commanding voice. Come on, girl, relax. You know I didn't mean it.
Sometimes I wonder,
Answered Blaze, well aware that Marine was the kind of girl to do whatever she wanted without thinking. She had learned it was better to work with that rather than against that. Joking aside, Silver joined the conversation. Are you feeling better?
Yes, I am much better, but
She started, but then stopped. At the moment she wanted the least. These were her friends, some that had lived many adventures, but the words simply wouldn't leave the mouth. Like, they wouldn't be enough.
just say you're sorry. You said it no problem to the soldier.
She thought. Surprising her, Silver put a hand on her shoulder. Blaze's hair instinctively went up, feeling threatened. But when she identified the shock, she eased up again. Why am I struggling to read today? It's okay. We understand. We know you're a bit obsessive, but that's what makes you, he said, trying to ease her up. Besides, that's why you have us, to make sure you don't lose your freaking mind, Marine joined, making a weird facial gesture when she said the last two words, saying them with a much deeper voice. Blaze sighed, putting an arm on each of her friends and holding them closer to her.
Thanks, guys. It means a lot.
They remained together for a minute. That's what friends are for. He waits a minute, and then Silver, the freaking dork, is just like, that's what friends are for. Silver said. Yeah, you say that. I want some barbecue, Marine said perkily.
You want to use my powers, the powers of the soul, powers that can destroy anything in their way if used correctly, to cook you some meat?
Blaze crossed her arms, unamused by her proposal. I'm not hearing a no, Marine said. Blaze let go and air from her nose, smiling weakly.
Captain of the whim, indeed.
Back to Tails and Wave. Shorty! Hey! Earth the Shorty! Wave shouted. Tails' thought bubble burst with it. He was thinking about the adventure he had back in the Soul Dimension, now that Wave mentioned it.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Tails asked. Nothing, really. You started laughing, then stopped, and then nothing. What was that all about?
Nothing, just lost in thought.
He answered. Weirdo, she told him.
Enough about that. What have the infamous babbling rogues been up to all these years?
Geez, Shorty, so much interest in me. It sounds almost like someone's falling for me, she mocked.
Oh, chaos, I've been discovered,
He said, pulling an arm on his eyes.
Whoa me.
He messed around. Stop it, you idiotic dolt, she answered, somewhat amused.
But really, what kind of messes have you guys gotten into?
All right, the author's note. Found in the last chapter, 60 years all. 60 years all. What is wrong with me? I search for mistakes for hours, but no, I find them after uploading a chapter. Okay, enough self-pity. I have heard about the theory that says that Marine has aquakinesis, the power to manipulate water with her mind. I had planned this scene where Marine is at the deck with several robots around her. Then using some godlike water control, she would dispatch them one after the other. There would be giant water tentacles, blades, and other stuff. There was even this idea of her bringing a shark inside a bubble of water to attack them and rip them to shreds. I decided to scrap that idea because Marine would be too OP in the soul dimension. Oh my gosh. So she can now only use drinkable water. That is the weirdest way to restrict a water character. Not just fresh water or just salt water, but specifically drinkable water.
It is different. I will say that.
Yeah, it is. Good news, people. I got a job. Kinda. Bad news. I will have less time for writing. I would also like to upload the other fanfic I have soon, too. I want to end the, quote, more things changes thingy I have been going for the last 4 episodes. Thought only one more to go. So expect that and keep cool, people. And there we have it. These are consistently the longest ones.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Really really fun episode when you actually like could read it, you know, and understand what was actually going on. I just know that none of this is ever going to get brought up ever again.
No, it's just to put like a little bit, at the very least, it's introducing us to the characters, like, I guess reintroducing us since they're different than in the games, without it being like in the middle of a scene and they have to like flashback to like, why does Marine have water bending, you know, like,
Right.
I prefer this. It's still a lot of like lore dumping in a row. Like, I think it should have been split up a little bit. But we'll get to learn about the Babylon Rogues next. Also, we're just a few chapters away from Shenanigans 1. So stay subscribed so you can listen to chapter 15, which is Shenanigans 1. We're getting into Shenanigans soon. But before that, we have to learn what the Babylons have been up to, dimension hopping and whatever. Jet's probably going to be there, which is fun because I like yelling as Jet.
And maybe I can be more than 2 characters.
Maybe. Because we picked who we were based on the prologue chapters.
Right.
Not knowing that most of the people I was also the people who'd be showing up in the later episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, Johnny's dead now, so you lost another character.
This is great. Okay, but yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode.
Yeah, but please do the usual sharing and whatever crap you do or liking or whatever. We will be back next week with something Micah has for us all. Some weird whatever little fic. Little fic for you guys.
A little pick-a-fic, you say.
You might be picking one of those fics.
One of the fics.
Anyway, see you guys later.
Bye.